Hello, welcome to Flory Models Daily Show. Here we are on Wednesday the 31st of August 2016. After a few days off, to be honest, it was a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, so we obviously were away the weekend, and obviously Monday we was out with friends. Actually, we was out with our very own John and Lynn, who you see here on the live shows and everything else, and generally catching up with a few bits and pieces. Obviously down in here, a few finishing touches in the studio I needed to do, and everything else like that. So obviously Saturday we had the live show. Great to have so many of you interacting with us and joining in and everything else like that. We did some great work. I'll take you over to show it up close and personal later. But obviously we sprayed the Dolphins in that beautiful orange colour, which we weren't too sure about, so we changed it. So Steve added a little bit of red. He used the Hobby Colour Aquatist range, the gun stuff, where I must admit I used a different route because we are trying to do it slightly different each. I thought about using X27 Clear Gloss Red in with the orange enamel paint. So it was a little bit of a thing because technically, obviously Tamiya you would think of being acrylic. We know they're a synthetic acrylic, it's not a true acrylic, so you can mix it with enamels, and it worked, and it sprayed flawlessly, to be honest, no problem at all. A couple of little issues, but as I say, we'll take you around and show you that. Sorry about everybody who had trouble over the weekend getting onto the site. Usual thing, the devs upgraded it. I don't know what they did, nothing outsidely looks any different, but obviously it screwed up some of you logging into the site and actually getting into the site and being able to watch the videos and all the rest of it. So what I did in my panic, I've put up the video build for the 190 is in the forum now. So literally you just pop along, and in the main forum area just down in here we've got this big area called video builds, and what I'll do, I'll slowly migrate them from the site over to the forum. Now these are a cut down version. There is a few little limitations about having these in the site. First of all is obviously you haven't got all the still images that you traditionally get with the main one as well. So if I show you, you can really see the difference. In here obviously you've got all the still images. This is on the main site, and obviously the biggest difference is when you click play on here, let me mute it. Obviously you can go full screen and it's in full 1080 at 60 frames and all the rest of it. Okay, so you have no problem seeing all the gorgeous details and images and everything else just like this. Okay, let's get onto a good bit. There we go. So you can see it in full screen. All right. The downside is the forum, you can't actually do that. You are stuck with it in the smaller scale. Okay, so it's not a problem because we scroll down here again. This guy down here, you can just watch it in the forum, just temporary. So if you ever get a problem, you can't get to the main site, but you still get the forum, you can still see the video builds just like that. So hopefully you're still not losing out. And as I say, as time goes on, because it would be a massive job to shift almost 100 video builds into the forum, but you can get the cut down version down in there like that. Okay, so that's not a problem. All right, generally today I'm going to be carrying on with the tank. I'm not sure if it will be up tonight. I've got enough edited, I think, to make it 20 minutes at the moment, but I've really got to crack on with it, and then obviously we've got to get it edited this afternoon. So it depends on how much work I can actually do this morning. So anyway, a quick walk around, I can show you how we are. We're still quite tidy in here, I must admit. I am making the effort. You might see now we have the computer in his little area all the way around there with the vibe and everything else. I've tidied up that bit and gone through the motions of all of that. So crunch. So that's all done down there. Okay. The other thing we spoke about was obviously I'm going to be doing the Mr. Paints, which are these guys down in here, okay, and I need to do a review on it. So what I'm going to do as a one-day build is put this together, and then I'm going to spray it as part of the on test. Now it's going to be a lot bigger than originally we were going to do it, because it's not like just spraying it on some plastic card, but we were asked in yesterday's Q&A about what kit I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is at some point I'm going to do this guy as a one-day build, literally start to finish in one day, live stream it, and then obviously I'll edit it to a proper build later on, but you can watch the live stream of me doing it in one day. Okay, and then the idea is after that we'll spray it. So starting up with, let's get in my chair. Okay, so this is the Dolphin, looking very nice. Now you might notice it's got little tiny bits of, well, it's like a jaggedy edge, got to take care of, and also I've got a little bit of staining of orange in here. This is where it's wet. Actually it's dry today. Hey, it's actually gone off. First time I've touched it. It's taken 3 days to go off. Okay, so, well, 4 days in theory, but this just needs a little bit of sharpening up. It's got a little bit of tape glue, which can rub off now, and everything else. But generally, there we go, that's on there just like that, if I can pick it up. Crunch. See, do a Steve on you. But I've got a little bit of bleed you might see just down there. And on the cameras I'm looking, it looks really, really red. But actually, truthfully it's very orange. Okay, so never mind, that's cameras for you. This guy is obviously all finished now. I've closed the debate on the aerial. I've got a good photo. It's up on the site and everything else now of it taut with this type of armour. Because what we were talking about, you see this bit of metal back here? It's like a hood. I've got a photo of a blown canopy with the metal hood with a guy stood right here, and this is definitely all taut. So that is going to end my debate. I know I've had loads and loads and loads. It's probably the biggest debated thing we've ever had on the site about what actually, should this be saggy or should it be taut? And the thing is, it's a minefield. Some people have got photos and it's showing this exact one with this canopy, with the armoured bit, and it's slack. Others are showing it taut. So personal choice on this one, guys. So I'm going to stick with what we got. It wouldn't be a problem to slacken it off anyway. I just cut it and add a bit, or just redo it, okay? Because it's only a 2-minute job, as you saw doing that one, or we'll see. You'll see that this week, okay? But that one's done. But anyway, that's finished off. The other thing as well, as you said, we've started on all the wheels, and I'm trying to do all the boring bits first. On the tank. To be honest, this is my job for this morning. The time now is a balmy 9:10, and I'm literally just about to start getting on with the actual tank, pushing our way through just like this. So anyway, hopefully by the end of the morning we'll have enough to me edit this afternoon to get it up there and do all the bits and pieces like that. The other thing I do have to mention, guys, if you've ordered from us, obviously from the store, it was a bank holiday, so if you ordered like on Friday, it didn't actually go out till yesterday, and there was tons and tons of it. Trust me, I was there a long time yesterday sorting it all out. So you are going to be a few days late because there's a little bit of a backlog. On the good news, and to be honest, that's why I'm a little bit late starting today. Normally I do these vlogs about 8 o'clock. I was actually on the phone to the company who manufacture our pigments for us, and they are being manufactured as we speak today. They're being done today. So as he said, chances are they'll finish the run today, and then it'll be packaged up and everything tomorrow. We should have them here by Friday, and he said Monday at the latest. And he sort of apologies for it, but obviously, as I said, we're small fry compared to Dulux and other companies who use this thing. So from our point of view, we had to fit in amongst them. But I did speak to him. They're lovely people, and they said it's actually being done today. So hopefully it will be packaged up and it'll be with us and everything by Friday. You're going to send it on next day courier. So if you are waiting for pigments, which are these guys, dust these off, which is like, this is the dark dirt and everything else. The trouble we've got them all in stock apart from the medium rust, because the medium rust, you might remember, they sent us was the wrong colour, it was the wrong shade. So it's gone back, and they had to redo it, and this is why it's taken a while, because obviously they have to fit it in amongst everything else. So consequently, it's taken a few weeks, and we have like a 12-week lead time between us ordering and getting delivered, so it has taken a while, but hopefully maybe even be able to get it up on the site on Friday, but if not, they'll be definitely up on the site on Monday, and you'll be able to buy the full sets of pigments again, which are horrible things because they're messy as hell to do and sort out and put in pots and everything else. But I know you guys have been waiting for them. You've been waiting for the full sets to come back in stock, and as I say, it should be in on Monday, back up on the site. So if you do want to order anything, you can order from them. So thank you to Steve over at our pigment company for sorting that and giving me a call this morning to let me know they're being done. So my morning is going to be heads down, and we're going to work on the Chieftain. Really looking forward to getting this thing together. It shouldn't take too long, as I explained on various other shows I've been watching. If you're watching the live ones, it's not many bits now. It's pretty short. Not sure what I'm going to do about the tracks yet. Some people have asked me about the tracks. Been talking to Steve. I might go down the aftermarket route because, quite frankly, this doesn't look like fun. Okay, so I might try and find a better alternative to do this one, because these aren't snap tight ones or linked together. These you have to glue, and they're solidly in place. So we're going to sort something out with this, but I am doing it in the Berlin Brigade markings and everything else, so it's not going to be in muddy fields and everything else, so it's quite flat. I don't know, I might bite the bullet, don't know, depends how quickly we get the other ones, shall we say, and things like that. So there we go, let's get on with it. Okay, so good morning to work. To be honest, we finished off the sort of lower hull area. It's all together. We got the rear parts done, all the rest of it. I have to say, I'm very impressed with the kit. The plastic, although it's very chunky, shall we say, we spoke about it, been having to use these cutters versus my orange scissors because it's so tough. It goes together really, really well. We've had no fit issues. A couple of little things, a little bit I'm not sure about. As I said, we spoke about it. The wheels, I'm not sure that, technically these are all return wheels. There's no polycaps. They seem to be missing polycaps. Tiny little fit issues we had at the back, just the stowage bins, the way they push in. There's a gap. I don't know why, and various things like that. But I have to say, all in all, the kit itself has gone together extremely well. No problems anywhere particularly. There's no particular burring, seam problems, anything else like that. It is literally chuck it together, put it together, stick it on, and away you go. And it's coming together really, really quickly as well. So part one of that will be up with you tonight. So probably around about sort of 6 o'clockish, something else like that. I'm going to carry on and hopefully get most of the lower deck down on here. Next up for me is obviously doing the headlights. We want to get those on, get them installed, and the lights and the various things around the front end. And then obviously we've got a couple of bits around the hatch, which hopefully we can do. And then we've got the stowage bins, which we've got down here on the side, and everything else. They're going to go on the side of this one. But so far, so good. My first impression of doing this particular kit, I've seen lots of you have been working on it in the forum and things like that, and you've all reported that it's pretty good. But I must admit, I have to agree, I'm actually quite impressed with this one. And it's quite nice doing armour, because it's just down in this one position, and that way you can just get on with it, and you're taking bits, cutting off and getting them fitted directly into it. It's not like when you're doing an aircraft and you've got bits of it all over the place and everything else like that. So there we go. I'm going to do a couple of orders now, get them sorted out. We're sort of running out of time because it's 3:30, and I'll join you a little bit later on in the news show. Okay, and there you go. And I've done a little bit more to the actual Chieftain. As you can see, we've got the back parts all on now. So technically, we're almost to the point where the lower hull is already done. So really, it's just an afternoon's work to put it together. It's gone together an absolute treat. Very impressed with Tackham on this particular build. And hopefully the rest of it will be just as good. So the first part of that is up on the site right now. You can see about that. Gets you almost to this stage. As I said, we're not going to be hanging around too much with putting this together. It's going together actually really, really well. So there's nothing really to point out. But certainly, hopefully tomorrow morning I could do a load more to it, get pretty much all of it together, and then that way next week it'll be then finishing it off, and we can get straight into paint and weathering. And as I say, because it's in this Berlin scheme on this one, it's going to be certainly a little bit more intense about masking it up and the weathering, because obviously you've got multiple colours and things like that. So it should be a really exciting build to be getting on with. So tomorrow is obviously Thursday, which is review day, and to be honest, I'm planning on doing, because I've had loads of people ask for it, is the Clone Trooper. We're going to do that one tomorrow, which is the latest release from Bandai. And then just because the Battlestar Galactica guys keep on mentioning it, we're going to be having a look at a couple of Vipers. I've got both the Mobius Vipers, the Mark 1 and the Mark 2. So we're going to get both of those up together, and we can have a look at those kits, sort of a side-by-side comparison as well. So there's a lot to look forward to on those. So there we go. That's it from me, guys. Happy modelling. Take care, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.